The Seattle Kraken are officially eliminated from playoff contention, as it's been a disappointing start to one of the newest expansion franchises in the NHL, as they've only made the playoffs once now in their 6-year history. Let's break down what went wrong for Seattle this season. Unlike the Vegas Golden Knights, who consistently find themselves in playoff contention and making the playoffs, and also making deep runs in the playoffs, Seattle has found themselves just struggling to get by and struggling to get into the playoffs. And it's been a disappointing start to the fans of Seattle that have desperately wanted a hockey team for a very long time. Now, I'll be honest, when you think of Seattle hockey, it's kind of boring. Their team isn't very exciting. They don't have a great playmaker. They don't have elite scoring. They tried to trade for Panarin earlier this season, as he would have been a point-per-game player that they desperately needed. But when you think of Seattle, what they need is truly a lightning rod. They really do need a little lottery luck and get a guy like Gavin McKenna. I really think that could kickstart this team. But right now, in my opinion, their team's kind of boring. Now, don't get me wrong. This doesn't mean that they don't have good players on the team. They do have a lot of very good players on this team, but it's just not enough. And obviously, when a team comes in as an expansion team, you're not expecting them to be good right away. As Vegas was kind of the opposite you've seen in sports, where they have just taken off from the get-go. But Seattle, they've had a little bit of a different effect. And they made the playoffs their second season in the league, and now really disappointing so far. As for the future isn't bad in Seattle. They have multiple first-round picks, not only this season, but next season as well. And they have an additional second-round pick next season, too. So they can add through the draft, as obviously the more draft picks you have, the better chance of finding elite prospects to boost your prospect pool. And their prospect pool really isn't that bad. They do have some cap space to make some moves and sign some players in free agency. As I said before, Seattle desperately needs a top six forward. They need a guy that is going to put butts in the seats. And as a new expansion franchise, you definitely want to be competitive early on to get the fans to come to the building. And they're going to need a guy that is a consistent playmaker and a consistent scorer to really help promote this franchise. And whether that's winning the draft lottery, whether that's signing somebody in free agency, or whether that's making a big trade in the offseason, Seattle's got their work to do, as they're around a playoff spot. They were hanging around a playoff spot for most of the season, but they just didn't have enough firepower to get over the hump and get into the playoffs. And especially this year, the Western Conference was not very good. So if there's ever a year to sneak in the playoffs as a Western Conference team, this was the year to do it. All in all, Seattle, in my opinion, is a pretty mid franchise, and they're going to need to figure out which direction they want to go. Either tear it down and completely rebuild and boost future assets, or make a move and try to make a push for the playoffs, make this franchise competitive. I guess we'll see. Should be an interesting offseason in Seattle.